Hey, my name is Matt Blackburn, and I am the Chief Operating Mitochondriac at MITOLIFE. So MITOLIFE is a resource that I created in order to focus in on mitochondrial health and basically optimizing and enhancing our connection to the earth. Life's a lot more complicated now than it used to be. We're dealing with countless chemicals in our environment: pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, fungicides, larvicides, petrochemicals, industrial chemicals, all sorts of stuff. Radiation, we have acid rain. So these chemicals end up in our food and water supply, and they ultimately end up in the ocean. And that's a really sad thing when we consider that seafood is believed to be the thing that actually grew our human brain. You look at the diet of a terrestrial animal, let's say a rhinoceros, and its brain is the size of a walnut. We might actually know some human beings where that's the case, just kidding. But then you look at a dolphin, and a dolphin's brain is 4 times the size of a human's, at least, and all they eat is seafood. And the key constituent in seafood that built the brain is this omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acid called DHA, or docosahexaenoic acid. So the whole paleo thing that protein built our brain is not necessarily true. It was the DHA in the seafood. I'll have more videos where I go more in depth on DHA, but it's mostly found in our retina, that I'm getting photons in right now, in our heart, and in our brain. Those are the 3 concentrated areas of DHA. It's in our eyes so that we can capture photons from the sun and charge up our brain and turn on our glands. And it's in our heart and our brain because those have the highest mitochondrial density in our body. They have the most of these little electromagnetic microstar batteries where the voltage potential is equal to a bolt of lightning, because the membrane is so thin, about 5 nanometers. So the thinner the membrane, it's just like a water hose. When you cut it off and you make it smaller, the pressure actually increases. So same thing with voltage. The membrane, the wall surrounding our mitochondria, is so thin, but it produces such a charge, and it's supposed to produce that charge if there's DHA in the cell membranes. That's the caveat. When DHA gets depleted with these environmental toxins, stress, but another way of saying that is artificial light, artificial blue wavelength of light, specifically in the eye. And when DHA is drained in our eye, that's where we get diseases like myopia, nearsightedness. Did you know, I'll have more of these tips in each video, did you know that artificial blue light actually depletes the DHA in your retina? And when that happens, it actually changes the shape of your cornea. Eye health is the beginning of brain health. So if we can protect our eyes, that is the key. And the flagship product of MITOLIFE is actually Chromista DHA. Chromista is a kingdom of algae, and within that kingdom there's a species of algae called Schizochytrium, and we figured out how to actually crack the cell wall of Schizochytrium, and in doing so we get to the good stuff inside, the juice, where it's about 50% DHA. That's super concentrated. At MITOLIFE, we acknowledge that our oceans are extremely polluted, and that algae forms the basis of the entire food chain on the planet. They produce most of the oxygen on the planet. And usually we would have to have the fish eat the algae, and then we eat the fish to be able to absorb that DHA. It has to do with the bonding angles of the glycerol backbone. I have all of the research on my website, www.mitolife.us, where it shows that the glycerol backbone is in the SN2 position, which is very cool. And what's even cooler is that this flagship product at MITOLIFE is actually 100% water extracted, solvent free, and indoor grown. Because most of the algae, especially if you go to the health food store and you look on the vegan DHA algae and you read Schizochytrium, oh, it's the same as MITOLIFE. Not exactly. They harvest that from the ocean. So you're getting plasticizers, PCBs, radiation, chemicals, all sorts of stuff. Whenever we take something from the ocean, there's going to be traces of that on it. And depending on how the company filters it, who knows? MITOLIFE Chromista is actually grown in clean tanks, indoors, water extracted, no alcohol, no hexane, no methane. Very, very pure, and it's a very pure, potent source of DHA. One serving contains 720 milligrams of DHA. One bottle will last you a month. If you want to actually raise your levels, which the research is on the website as well for that, it's 1,400 milligrams per day, and one bottle would last you 2 weeks. And it's just a peace of mind knowing you're not going to get mercury residue or plastics or maybe some parasite eggs, who knows. A lot of people are concerned about all these things, which is why MITOLIFE is offering this to you. Look forward to more products from MITOLIFE that help you to connect to your environment and to get more photons from the sun, to get more of those electrons that are riding on the photons from the sun, to get the electrons from being grounded or earthing, or utilizing the inverse Hall magnetic spin effect. It's basically getting electrons from the earth. Look forward to more videos too from MITOLIFE. MITO Charge Your Life.